Have you ever had a time where you were tried so hard for so long to hold on to something, like a relationship, a position, an opportunity, or for most, even a belief? And in that process of holding on so tightly, you end up only hurting yourself in the process. I've had many experiences where I've been faced with this reality, and it wasn't until recently that it was brought to my awareness that nothing worth holding on to requires a tight grip. And I did not come to this conclusion through the insanity. Yes, the insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I didn't come to this conclusion through the insanity of constantly trying to control the external. This gnosis came to me from an internal decision of choosing to loosen my grip or just let go. How do you know? How do I know I'm holding on too tight? You would have to analyze the situation and see what the product of it is. Typically, in these situations, tension and resistance are natural products of holding on too tightly. And that tension and resistance can come and affect you both emotionally and physically. And you can dang sure that it's going to affect you spiritually if it's affecting you on that level. It stems from the energy you're investing in to control the situation. Some emotional forms of this tension would be fear of loss, which I've personally experienced. I'm sure you've experienced too. Mine mainly came in my immaturity years, typically with women, money, or vices. And basically, this fear of loss is when you're overly attached, you operate from a scarcity mindset, worrying that without this thing or this person, you'll lack something essential, as if you're not already a complete and whole being as is. And this scarcity mindset could lead you down the path of overthinking, detrimental. Overthinking comes when you're clinging leads to constant mental scenarios of what if. Constantly thinking what if drains your peace and your focus. And you realize that this is all self imposed pressure. You create unrealistic expectations, leaving no room for natural growth. When you grip too tightly, you're not just holding on, you're squeezing the life out of it. So, why do we do it? Why do we hold on so tightly? I heard a pastor say it like this: people don't like what they can't control. Very much said it just like that, but it is so true because that is exactly what this is about: control. And you choose to force control under fear of uncertainty or insecurity, not having security in yourself and security in your path. So you try to control as much as you can instead of allowing the natural flow of things to get you to where you're trying to go. Another reason why we hold on so tightly is our attachment to specific outcomes. Some call that expectations. Expectations can hurt because they make you focus on what you want to happen instead of what is actually happening. Expectations may very well be the enemy to presence. When things don't go as planned, you feel upset or frustrated, and this can take away your peace and stop you from enjoying life as it comes, you know, life as it is. And I think most of these expectations come from societal pressures to succeed or achieve. And I think this is the most common and ignored result of holding on so tightly that most people ignore, because these are expectations that aren't even your own. These are expectations that were placed on your heart or placed in your mind. Like, really, who cares what society or the next person has to say about their perspective of your reality? I don't watch TV at all, but when I did, there was a show that I enjoyed called Mr. Robot. And the main character, Elliot, from episode one to the very end, he often repeated F society. And I love that because, for real, F society, your reality is very much shaped by how you even react to these external projections. Because that's exactly what it is, a projection. For real, F society, what can they do for you, really? This is an internal process. There's nothing in the external that is going to get you to where you want to go. Only tools to help you. But really, the decision is an internal thing. It's an internal process. So is letting go and loosening your grip. So how? How does loosening your grip change everything? Well, when you let go, you create space for things to unfold naturally. And take a look at nature. Does anything feel forced to you? Maybe a hunt, sure, but things just grow. The earth just moves. The moon goes through its cycles. Babies are just born. I mean, there really isn't even much you could do in the pregnancy except be intentional with what you're consuming so it doesn't hurt the baby. But that whole process of the baby being formed is natural. Allow things to unfold naturally. And that can only happen when you let go. You'll start to see that your opportunities will align more organically. Your relationships will grow stronger or dissolve as needed. That's important because that shows you that in the process of letting go, there's really no way you can lose from it. Because if you lose a relationship that wasn't serving you, did you really lose? No. And in most cases, that's if that's the case, the universe will reward you with someone much better. It's always how it is. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you truly let something go. You truly love something and you let it go. And if it was meant to be, it'll come back to you. So really, can you lose from letting go? No. And I see people stuck in relationships. It's like they're in a constant, you know, tug of war. Like they're just pulling and holding on tightly and not letting go. And in that process, if one person lets go or both let go, either way, you've both positioned yourself in a way that when one or both let go, you fall. Like you've put all of your energy into pulling backwards. In fact, you don't just fall, you fall backwards. You don't even see where you're going. So many people lose themselves in these relationships. So many people lose themselves in holding on. But when you let go, you get to feel a deeper sense of peace and clarity. And that clarity will show you we've all been conditioned to believe that effort equals success, but I want to challenge that. Maybe effort doesn't always have to mean force. When you stop chasing, you're no longer running away from what's meant for you. Like, have you ever really thought about that? Like, why do they say chase your dreams? Why are you chasing your dreams if they're yours? Don't you already have it? Again, look at nature. When is anything ever running from something and they're in a mutual agreement with one another? In most cases, the thing that is running for its life. It is fleeting. That's what chasing anything is. That means it is fleeing from you. Why would you do that? Like, if let it go. I've seen people chase other people. Like, how manipulative can you be? Just let her go. Let him go. Again, these are external forces that we're dealing with when it really is an internal agreement that you need to make with yourself in order to free yourself, in order to let go and not feel like you've lost. And this is actually called the law of detachment. Just having awareness of these things just brings so much peace to me because it's a knowing that, and I mean, this is backed by religion and science, philosophy, you name it. It's backed. It's been proven that universal laws are very real. And we're all within the parameters of these universal laws. So it's not bad to let go. You're following the law of detachment, and following the law of attachment allows things to come and go without losing your sense of self. So the next time you find yourself gripping too tightly, I want you to ask yourself, is this really worth it? And I want you to also remember things truly meant for you will stay. Not because you forced them to, but because they belong.